Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. Hope you're doing well. You know, it's that time of year, starting to get a little coolness in the air. And I've never been a big fan of this, but I figured why not go ahead and dip my toe in the water and find out what all this excitement about pumpkin spice flavoring is. So today I'm gonna do a pumpkin spice snickerdoodle. That's right, I'm gonna make a cookie. Now, typically when you think of pumpkin spice, these are kind of the ingredients you think about. I have cinnamon, I have nutmeg, I have ginger, a little salt, baking soda, okay? I also have cream of tartar, all right? The only thing I'm not putting in, because, clove. I am not the biggest clove fan. So if you want, you could put a little clove in. So I'm gonna take this, add these dry ingredients into our flour, okay? And I'm just gonna get this mixed into our flour. Get that stirred in. Now, what I have done already, I had butter, white sugar, and brown sugar. And I decided to use a light brown sugar. So I've creamed it out for about 5 minutes to get it nice and mixed really good. We're gonna put in a couple tablespoons of vanilla. I like vanilla, so a little extra doesn't hurt. We're gonna put in 1 egg, and I have the egg out at room temperature. And we're gonna beat this just enough to get it mixed in. Then we're gonna put our flour in. All right. Now, I mix my flour in 2 batches, okay? And you always wanna make sure you scrape down the sides. Okay, when you start mixing in, and you know, it looks kind of crumbly. Now, what I have here is a little cinnamon and sugar. My pans are lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to take our cookies, pick some up. I figure about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth. Just kind of press it together in a ball, and then roll it into the cinnamon sugar, and then put it right on our baking sheet. Now, these are going to spread out because we used baking soda, so it's going to spread a little bit. So make sure you have enough room, okay? And you see some, that one's going to be a little bit too big, but you want to try to get them the same size.
That one was going to be mine.
Oh, that was going to be yours? Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I'll make one special just for you so that they cook evenly. So make sure you have room to spread out. And once they bake, now they're going to bake roughly for about 11 minutes, 14 minutes, okay? And when they come out, that's when we'll give them that traditional snickerdoodle look. So let's get all of these rolled out and on our sheet pan and ready to go in the oven. Oven's preheating at 350 degrees. Wow, look gang, our cookies are all done. Now let's go ahead and get them into the oven. 350 degrees. All right. Now, while they're baking, I want to show you the glaze right quick. And this is the interesting thing. In pumpkin spice, there's usually no pumpkin, but we're going to have a little bit in the glaze. So again, here we have cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little ginger. We'll get that into the powdered sugar. And what I have here, I have a couple of tablespoons of pumpkin puree, just a splash of vanilla, and a couple tablespoons of maple syrup, okay? This is going to be our glaze. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stir this together to make our glaze. Now, with the glaze, if you want it thicker or thinner, you can always adjust it by adding a little more vanilla to it, just a little at a time. If it's too thin, if you put in too much vanilla and it's too thin, add a little more powdered sugar to it to thicken it up. So see how that's coming? So I'm going to stir this just a little bit more, just to make sure that gets all smooth, and I can't wait. Remember, when our cookies come out, We got to press them down to give them that traditional snickerdoodle look. So let's get cleaned up while our cookies bake. I've just taken them out of the oven. Now I'm going to take a spoon and just gently press them down to give them that little bit more of a cracked look. Now, of course, we're going to have to wait for these to totally cool before we put our glaze on, all right? Because if putting that glaze on that hot cookie, it's going to run off, and we don't want that. So now we just have to be patient and let them cool. Boy, that is the hardest thing, waiting for them to cool, all right? At least when the weather gets cool, you can set them outside, and that'll make it a little quicker. Here's the question: to glaze or not to glaze? So look, we're going to take a little bit, and look, you can just drizzle it right on the top. You don't have to do them all. You can do a little glaze, a lot of glaze, depending on how much you want. All right, I like them without the glaze. I think they're going to be good without the glaze. And you know, they're not a very, very sweet cookie. But this glaze will add that little bit of extra, little bit of snap to it, that little bit of extra sweetness to it, if you like that little bit of sweetness. So I tell you what, if you want to try and get in on that pumpkin spice, this is a nice way to start because it won't overpower everything. Try this recipe. I'm sorry if I get you addicted to it. Hey gang, be safe, keep washing those hands out there. Y'all be good. Thank you so much for hanging out and cooking with me today. For WWL TV, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and we'll see you soon.